Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at Star Wars The Mandalorian Moff Gideon. This is part of the Star Wars Vintage Collection. Here's the card here. As you can see, on the top left, this is for ages 4 and above. On the top right, checking hazard warning for small parts for children under 3 years of age. The top center, we have the Star Wars The Mandalorian logo. Just below that, we have the Moff Gideon nameplate. Here on the right, we have a artwork of Moff Gideon holding the Dark Saber. Down at the bottom here, we have the Kenner logo. These are made by Hasbro. Here on the left, we have the bubble containing Moff Gideon, the Dark Saber, and a pistol. Here's the side of the package. Back of the package, this is VC180. Here are some of the other figures in the current wave. At the top here, the bottom half of this is just legal company and warnings in multiple different languages. In my opinion, kind of makes the card kind of ugly. Here's a UPC, if this helps you locate this figure, if you are currently looking for it. In this wave, I believe you get the Armorer, Moff Gideon, the Vader, I think it's a Rogue One Vader, Captain Rex, and of course the Mandalorian. These three here are from the previous wave. So if you're wondering where I picked this up at, I happened to stop in a Walmart. Today is December 24th, 2020, Christmas Eve. Hope you all are enjoying your time with your family. And stopped in a Walmart for, last couple of things. And there were, must have just missed the case within like a, that morning, I guess. And there were 2 Darth Vaders and 2 Moff Gideons, and the rest of the figures were gone, unfortunately. So I just bought the Moff Gideon. I left the other Moff Gideon for a fellow collector. I hope a fellow collector finds it before Scalper does. So, and I did not pick up the Vaders. These are the Rogue One Vaders, but in my opinion, that Vader's not for me because it does have a cloth cape, but the plastic waist skirt and that in my opinion, that's going backwards in detailing and sculpting, because that's going to limit the articulation of the figure. What's the point of having bendable knees if you can't use them? So you have a plastic waist skirt, cloth cloak. It's kind of going back into previous lines. It does have a unique presence, the card. The helmet looks kind of cool, has that Rogue One feel to it, but for me, I'm more into details and articulation, and I have a Vader that has a cloth cloak and cloth waist skirt, so that would have been just a waste. So these cost at Walmart $12.97 where I live at. So that's what I pay for it, if you're interested. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy out of here and see what we got. It looks like we have a plastic insert here that has a plastic cloak. Why? Why plastic? It's a softer plastic. It's kind of bendable. I wish it was cloth. I mean, for a vintage collection, you would think you get cloth cloaks. I mean, come on. Really, Hasbro? Disappointing. Here we have a insert here. They must be sticking these in all the action figures. I've seen various things like this in your G.I. Joes also. It's just garbage. Here we go, Moff Gideon here. Guys, recommend you guys be very careful with lightsabers and swords, because if you, that tape can really warp or bend your accessories. And of course, if you're using a X-Acto knife, please be safe. And if you're under 18, please have your parents help you. So we'll take a look at that since we get everything out of here. And we don't make sure you don't cut your accessories, because they are very sharp. There doesn't look to be any rubber bands or ties on the Gideon here. I'm going to go ahead and make sure we remain safe. Put that away. So here's our Moff Gideon figure. See, maybe let's see what we can do here. He's kind of stiff. Oh, okay. Just trying to get a nice posable here. Get the joints around we want to take a look at. So let's take a look at his head sculpt here. Definitely gets the, looks like Moff Gideon from the Mandalorian show. There we go. It's done pretty much in a black plastic. It has some red trim around it. We have some red here on the shoulders, here on the waist. We have a white, little bit of paint there. He has some pretty cool gloves. He has the gloves with the fingers cut out. That's cool. I like that. All black on the bottom. On the side here, he has red stripes on his arms and his legs. On the back, we have just that red. That's part of that waist skirt there. We have the striping here on the arm and the leg on that side also. And we have a holster for his very small pistol. His head is on a ball joint. It will rotate 360. Shoulders here. Okay, this is different. It looks like this shoulder pad is connected to that vest. So that's going to stop you from getting a 360-degree rotation. Because which is not removable. So I can't really, but there's actually a rotation there forward. But if I try to raise it, you can see it won't go. He does have bent elbows. And I did notice he has our wrist articulation up, down, and 360 all the way around, which I'm not going to force it because it's still right out of the package and it's kind of stiff, but it's there. I can see it. There's a partial rotation. This hand, this arm, it's the same thing. That's about all you're going to get. You do get a more than 90-degree bend there. This wrist, let's see here. It looks like, let me take a look at this closer. Yeah, there's a joint there too. It's a up and down also. So we have two up and down wrists. We don't have one that goes this way. We have two that go like this. And like I said, that's all you're going to get there. Outward, you can get that. And then I can see up underneath there where the armor is positioned. That is part of the vest. So that's definitely going to hinder posability. So you have articulation here in the waist, 360, ab crunch, back, and forward. The head is up and down if I did that or not for you guys. Sorry about that. He does have some articulation here in his hips, but again, hindered by the waist skirt. I mean, that's the whole point about the whole Darth Vader, the whole thing. I mean, that Darth Vader figure, the waist skirt goes all the way down. I mean, at least here, it's just screwing up with your hips there, and your knees are free. But that waist skirt is just, it doesn't work for posability and playability. I do not recommend a Darth Vader. There's been so many better Darth Vaders out in the past. I'm sure you have one better than that one. There's some thigh rotation here on both legs. Right there. He does have bendable knees. And he has looks like he has some articulation there. You can see that the foot would go back, but it is not cooperating with me. Either that one does. So now I'll have to probably take that, get some heat to that, and then warm up that joint a little bit over. You don't want to break these things. It's almost getting to the point where it's like they should put on a package. Heat your figures before you even play with them. Don't even bother trying to actuate the joints. Just heat them. Get a hairdryer. Heat these bad boys up. It's almost in your best interest, if you care about in your collector, to heat these. Take the hairdryer, warm them up really quick, and then save yourself the aggravation of breaking it and trying to track down another one when it's so impossible today to get an action figure anymore. This is about chance, like winning the lottery. Even on online, of course, on eBay you can pay triple, double price if you want to do that. But like pre-orders, they take forever anymore. But back to these, they're not very. They're just hindered too bad to do anything with. It's there. This skirt is glued in place. It's not moving. Like, you can't even flex that. So there's no point to even bother with that. Let's see. So let's take a look at his pistol. This thing is small, so I'm not sure how well this is going to come across to you guys. And he has a very small holster, which fits beautifully. It's not fall out. Very nice. Very nice fit. His hand does have a trigger finger, so it looks like it may go into the trigger guard there. Hold on one second. Let's see if I can get this in his hand. It's so hard to do that stuff behind the camera. And it looks like sometimes articulation is a pain, because every time you try to put something in your hand, or the wrist bends. Yeah, so it fits. I mean, it doesn't feel too realistic. It looks weird. Now, if the hand did this, you could probably fix that. This looks kind of weird. The finger goes in there. I mean, it works. Hand looks kind of awkward here at the bottom. But what do you expect? What I expected is more for my money. Some decent, even $13 is becoming a common price for figures, but geez, a whiz. Sometimes it just irritates me. And you're out there working. It's bad enough in a normal society. You're out there working, and you want the best, most for your money, your hard-earned money, and then with the pandemic, you risk in your life for to continue your collection and your passion, and then they cheapen out on you. This seems like there's something wrong with it. Here's a Dark Saber. Okay, we have a blade, a black blade. It have a white trim around it. to give it the effect that it's, energized. It's kind of cool. Here is the black handle. Let's see here. So this more looks like a trigger hand, but we will try both hands and see what happens. Oh yeah, it is kind of flimsy. So that's why I was saying when you're taking out a package to be careful, because, oh, that's very loose in that hand. That hand is definitely for the pistol. It does wobble around, as you can see. And there's no effort, no grip. So let's try his other hand. There's an articulation get in the way again. Man, that is some soft plastic on this sword. So now this, and what was in there? Maybe. It's still relatively loose. I mean, man, you would think you would try on your prototypes that your hands hold the accessories seriously. He does get a nice bend. Let's give him that at least. With the articulate. Then you have this wrist. I mean, if you don't cut your shoulder off or anything, but you got some nice articulation between the more than 90-degree bend and then the wrist there. But it doesn't hold it very well. Now this hand holds it better than the other hand, but it is not staying very well. Once you get it down to the angle of the mold of the hand, it does tilt it forward, like so. Okay, it would have been nice if this would have came with just the Dark Saber handle, like you include with lightsabers, and a place to put it on his belt. Would have been really cool. Here's his cloak. It's red on the inside, black on the out. Here's a pig, and there's a pig on his back. You see that? Because it's all black. See how well this fits. It stays on really good. And it is plastic. The interior red does bring out the figure. So if it was black on the inside, it would clash with his black outfit. So the red really brings out, his body type. So it's not bad. I did notice, and it is drawn back pretty far, so it doesn't get too much in your way of your arm articulation. So it definitely helps with the playability and posability of the figure. There is 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet, but we do not get a display stand. Okay, so let me see if I still have the Mandalorian around to compare with. Fortunately, I don't think I have him handy. I thought I still had him on my table here, but I do not. So what I have here is that I have still on my table is Commander Wolf. So So you can see the Command Wolf is just a little bit taller than Moff Gideon, and I was able to grab a couple of the Rogue One Stormtroopers that I have on my table here. So that's how they compare to Moff Gideon. Looks really good standing together. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the final thoughts on this thing. So it's an overall okay figure. I'm going to ding it for not having a cloth cloak. I am going to ding it for the hands. Okay, the hands could be the way they are, but it should have been tighter to auto tolerance, and they're not. So, and I do not like the way the shoulder pads are. And I'm not going to nitpick, because I kept nitpicking in the soft plastic on the Dark Saber. And we should have got a handle to go along with the Dark Saber. Now, this is my opinion, and so they could very easily molded the shoulder pads to the arms and get the same effect. But this have good, good points. Nice gun holster. Has a good look to it. Good face sculpt. This could have been a little softer, so you can utilize the articulation in the hips of the upper legs there. You're not going to set this figure, so. But that's my thoughts. Hopefully this helps you guys determine if you want to pick Moff Gideon up for your 1/18 scale collection. So I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys like this review. If you do and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. I want to wish everybody happy holidays or Merry Christmas. And we will see you in the next video.